right, everybody, welcome to Buzz Live. Wow, very nice, very nice. My name is Michael Hemphill. I'm the creator and host of the TV show Buzz that airs Wednesday nights on Blue Ridge PBS, where in each episode we feature the great work that a nonprofit does and the marketing professionals affiliated with the American Advertising Federation of Roanoke who donate their time and talent to help these nonprofits achieve more. Thank you.
And I'm the Queen Bee. No. I'm Kiana Price Marshall, excited to be here once again as co-host here with Michael. And when I'm not buzzing as the Queen Bee, Beyonce may have a problem with that. I am Vice President of Advancement at United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge.
Lovely. Thank you all so much for being here at the spot on Kirk. Great crowd tonight, counting on a lot of enthusiasm here. For those of you who are tuning into our live stream on Facebook and YouTube, you have my man Rob Orthwine to thank. Rob Orthwine. Now, it is ladies' night here tonight because we have some fabulous women who are working in the nonprofit space to really make our community a better place to live. We have Christy Steele Garcia from Huddle Up Moms, who will be here to talk about a new diaper bank coming to the region. We have Abby Hamilton with United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge. And
our musical guest for the evening is Alma Ensemble.
Excellent. All right, so to welcome up to the stage Huddle Up Moms, I want to start off by playing a little video because I was really excited about Huddle Up Moms coming to Buzz Live tonight. So recently, Huddle Up Moms received one of the largest grants ever awarded from the Roanoke Women's Foundation, $100,000 to start a diaper bank in the region. And what made this really significant for me is because one of the episodes that we produced of our TV show Buzz in my home state of Alabama featured Bundles of Hope Diaper Bank. And it was one of my favorite episodes because of the impact that this nonprofit has on the community. And so I want to play a little clip of that episode where we meet a woman, a mother of 7 children. Her name is Quintisha Tubbs, and it's just a really inspiring story about what Bundles of Hope Diaper Bank and free diapers have meant to her and her family. So, Rob.
I came from kind of it was a simple background, but not too great, as you would say. I was kind of abandoned by my mom when I was 7 years old. She was kind of on drugs and stuff a little bit and wasn't able to be there to take care of us and be a good role model for us. Well, I came across the Bundles of Hope in 2020. So we was kind of struggling with food, clothing and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard, you know, especially then having to add on diapers. Even for a 48 pack would be like $25, especially when you have to try to split that amongst 4 kids. So I was calling an agency, even going to local churches, you know, trying to find help with diapers. So I ran across the Bundles of Hope and they've been a blessing. Clothing, they give out clothing, toys, to books, fundamental things for kids. Like they've put cheer in my heart as well as my kids. Happiness and everything, you know, the people there are so great. They are willing to be there to, you know, help you. They're not pressuring you. They're just so easygoing and they understand everything that you have going on with yourself. You know, they don't judge. They just there just with open arms and welcome. You know, they just love. I've been more, let's say, on an expense level with the diapers. I've had a lot of help. I can be able to put back to give them the food, milk that they need, clothing. I can do a lot now, you know, and I'm very excited that they have been a part of my life, you know, to be that joy and, you know, take that stagnant away. It really has, and I'm sorry for the tearing that I'm bringing on right now because this is a you know, a awesome moment for, you know, my kids and everything to really pull that faith out of me that I never thought I could have, you know. And I used to be the one that didn't go to people often, you know, didn't ask for help or anything, but I kind of sucked my pride up and really gave me that, to let go of that pride and let my guard down. It really helped me. They really helped me understand that no matter if you're here on your own, you're not. You still have somebody. And yes, maybe made me become a better person.
All right, please welcome to the stage, Christy Steele Garcia with Huddle Up Moms.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Great, thank you for being here.
Good, thanks for having me. Let me see if I can sit on your seat here. Okay, I made it.
All right. Well, Christy, you know, I've had a couple of kids and I've babysat, and so normally when I hear the word diaper, I want to run the other way.
Right, most people do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in this case, and what the work you all do, what does a diaper really mean?
Right, well, I mean, I think you kind of saw it in your video, which was great, by the way. I think a diaper is really, it's a choice for so many families. I think that being able to have a diaper and be able to meet the diaper needs in your house is the choice of being able to provide a meal. It could be putting gas in your tank. It just kind of frees up that extra income that would help you in other ways. You know, sometimes families are forced to make a choice between, do I buy diapers this week? Do I buy wipes this week? Or do I, you know, buy an extra can of peanut butter? Do I buy bread? Do I buy this? So
Do I put gas in my car? Do I
Right,
pay a utility
right.
bill? Yeah.
So, and you know, sometimes in order for the child to go to daycare, they have to provide diapers to be able to go to daycare, because most daycares don't provide them. So, you know, if you can't provide diapers to then send your child to daycare, then you can't work to get the money, and it's just cyclical, right? So it just kind of provides a choice to be able to empower people to be able to make choices to help themselves.
Beautifully put. You know, I'm assuming that the Roanoke Women's Foundation didn't one day just say, hey, we've got $100,000 lying around. We think we should start a diaper bank, and Huddle Up Mom seems like a good organization to do that. I'm assuming that there has been a lot of planning and preparation on Huddle Up Moms' part to make this a reality. Talk about that.
Right. So, I mean, really, our organization really started to support moms. It started in 2019 to be a sounding board for moms, to find connection, to find support in the community. And the way that the diaper need really, and the way we started meeting that really got started was actually just 2 short years ago, when there were the formula shortages. I don't know if anybody remembers the formula shortages, and people were really scrambling to find formula that they needed for their babies. And we started a formula exchange program where women could bring formula that they weren't using and exchange it for formula that they needed, or they could just come get formula that they needed, because people were really struggling to just feed their babies. And out of that, you know, people began to ask us, like, well, do you have any diapers? Do you have any wipes? Do you have any clothing? Do you have this? So we started providing those things because we wanted to meet the need that was walking through our door at our spot at the Haven. And through that, we just it grew from there, because, you know, once people started hearing about it and we were able to help more people, we were really trying to meet the need as it came to us. So that's really how it began, and now we're expanding, and it's really exciting. So,
And obviously, Roanoke Women's Foundation,
we're so grateful
appreciated
to
that,
them.
yeah.
Of course, we're so grateful to them, and they do so much wonderful work in the community, and they've supported so many amazing organizations here locally. So we're so grateful to them, and for their endorsement of this in the community, because it really means a lot for us to be able to continue to expand this service, and them being able to give us that money will allow us to do that.
Yeah, certainly. And no question that diaper bank is going to make a real impact and difference here in the community. And speaking of, what as a community can we do to help support you all in your efforts?
Sure. Well, we always need volunteers. So, you know, we have some paid staff that are paid through different grants or part-time, but we really need people to help us mobilize and help us do work at the Haven, help us and get diapers wrapped, get them, you know, sit at the Haven, help us get them to the people that need them. But, you can also make a donation. We have our QR code, which I think is going to be popping up on the screen, and you can certainly make a donation. You can host a diaper drive at your company. That helps a lot, diapers and wipes. We do something every fall called Diaper Duty, and it's a big competition where we try to get people to compete to collect diapers. So
Good, because I was thinking the exact opposite when you said Diaper Duty, but I'm glad you broke it down. Okay.
That's what that's where the name came from.
Okay.
But, the diaper drives really help. But, in all honesty, like right now we're paying retail for these diapers. So donations really help us be able to continue to expand and make this sustainable in the community. This $100,000 gift is really going to help us be able to spread our wings and do this. But as we want to make this really sustainable, being able to take donations in to fund the diaper bank allows us to take diapers at wholesale prices, which significantly cuts the cost of the diaper for us so that we're able to purchase more, and your money goes further that way as well. So donations are really a great way to help us do that.
Well, Christy, we're so thankful for you to be here this evening to share with us. Let's give it up for Christy, who, by the way, stepped in because their executive director was not feeling well today, and so you did a fantastic job filling those shoes.
Awesome. Thank you, Christy. All right, as you know, what we like to do here at Buzz Live is provide a musical guest, and that musical guest tonight is the Alma Ensemble. The Alma Ensemble, as they get set up here, is a musician collective dedicated to championing women in music, education, and creating connection through music. Now we have on the flute, come on up, yeah. On the flute, well, we'll start with the clarinet here. We have Michelle Smith Johnson. On the flute, we have Sarah Wardle Jones. And on the piano keyboard tonight, pianist is Erica Sipes. And with that, I will get out of the way while they get set up. Beautiful, beautiful. The Alma Ensemble, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me get y'all up here, please. Grab that microphone. Okay. Yeah. Get up here. Absolutely. Yes. First of all, I should have had you introduce the piece that you just played. So please tell us about the piece.
That was Vals Volante by Helen Stowasser. She was an Australian composer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Australian composer. All right.
Well, first of all, beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful.
Another round of
agree.
applause.
See, that's
sure.
right. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Now, each of you may very well have a different answer to this question, but just curious, what was the inspiration behind creating a nonprofit that champions female musicians?
So in 2017, I decided to give a recital. I hadn't played in many years, and I missed it. And so I decided to fill that recital with music by women composers because, truthfully, throughout my education, I hadn't played much music written by women. And so it was a really fun project, a really great journey. And we ended up forming as a trio to play together. And even though we'd worked professionally as musicians, we discovered as we started playing that there was so much to learn, there was so much music out there that we hadn't been exposed to. And so we felt that we wanted to bring it to audiences.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've discovered in our journey with researching women composers is that we, of course, wondered, well, how many years have they been doing this? Well, it turns out for hundreds of years, women have been writing music, yet in music schools, we all went to music schools and we never learned anything.
Right, you got Bach, you got Brahms,
Right, exactly.
you got
You've got all
Beethoven, the Mozart,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Men, right.
And then we were like, well, why is that? And well, it turns out it's really actually not a lot of women's music was published for various reasons. I mean, there's lots of reasons, but it's in learning all of that that we learned a lot about why it was that women didn't get the same opportunities as men. And so we decided to try to make it help audiences learn the music and also help musicians in the area figure out how to find music by women. So it's been really exciting.
Awesome. Anything you wanted to add, or are you good?
Well, I was just really inspired by Sarah's performance, and I'm just really grateful to be in this trio of women and have this mission. So just really grateful.
Beautiful. Yep, go ahead. So I'm wondering, Alma Ensemble, why Alma?
So Alma is a sort of twofold. So our namesake is dedicated to Alma Mahler, who was the wife of Gustav Mahler, who had her own composition career, but when she was married, was kind of forced to not do that anymore. So, we keep her in mind and all the women that came before us that was their story. So we want to expose audiences to music and sort of get it out in the forefront. And secondly, Alma means soul. And for us, this project fills our musical souls and, part of the community that we're able to gather together. And so from our trio of performances, we have expanded our reach and have started a community concert series. We're in our third season, and it's a quarterly concert series that combines professional musicians, amateur musicians, and student musicians, and we all come together as sort of a salon concert, and so it's really wonderful. Our concerts are full, and it's wonderful. So go to our website, almaensemble.org. There's tons of information there. Erica has another project called Piano Music she wrote, and she and her partner there, they explore piano music, and so there's just a breadth of work. If you're ever curious, come see us. We would love to have you.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Well, Sarah, thank you for deciding to pick up your flute again, right? And thank you all so much for sharing your talents with us. Give it up for Alma Ensemble.
Lovely. Well, theirs is the type of music that graces this stage on a weekly basis, and this stage would not be possible without the great work of Bruce Bryan, who is the founder and president of the board of the Spot on Kirk. Bruce is also the president and founder of 5 Points Creative, a Roanoke Virginia marketing agency, and serving up some marketing cocktails, a marketing mix back there at the bar. Bruce has some words of wisdom for nonprofits.
Every nonprofit I know has a website and social media working in their favor, and that's good, right? But stop and ask yourself why. Why do you have those two marketing tools and invest so much in them? They're for validating and for marketing. You can use your website and your socials to reach out and find new supporters, new donors, new volunteers, and partners. But most of you, those two tools are here for one big reason: to validate the place you have and the work you're doing. It confirms you're a legitimate organization with real people doing real work. It's simple, really, but too many nonprofits try to do too much with their two platforms. Market, that's a bonus. Validate, that's where the power is. It'll help you get more donors and connect with the donors you already have. It'll help you with getting more clients and participants and help you connect with the stakeholders that you already have. It'll help you build bridges with your employees that are already out there doing the hard work. And it'll help you recruit and warm new potential employees. So keep it simple, my nonprofit friends, but use those tools to your advantage and be diligent in keeping your channels and your website current and relevant and with a look and feel and vibe that matches your work and your culture.
All right, thank you, Bruce,
All
for
right,
that
Bruce.
nonprofit marketing mix. In 2024, United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge celebrated 100 years. For a century, your local United Way has been serving this community and transforming lives. I am so honored to be a very small part of the history and impact of this organization, and thrilled at this time to share with you just a glimpse of United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge work and impact. Take a look.
Problems. The ones most people don't have the stomach for. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. The ones that can't be solved. We go looking for them. In bustling cities, quiet towns, and seemingly docile suburbs, we find every dollar we can to address them. But we are more than the fundraisers. We are the hand raisers, the game changers, the stop talking, start doing, band together and take on the impossible taskmasters. United, we transform neighborhoods into healthy communities. United, we address barriers to employment. United, we overcome stereotypes and unleash human potential. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems and we fight. We fight for Sherman. We fight for Emily. We fight for Art. We fight for Nisha, for Aiden, for Julian, for Nima. We fight for those who need a voice and for those whose names we do not know. At United Way, we fight for the health, education, and financial stability of every person, in every family, in every community. Because change doesn't happen alone. Hope isn't a one-man band. And because at the end of the day, it takes the valley. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.
For over 20 years, our next guest has been a part of our local United Way's family. Please help me welcome to the stage President and CEO of United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge, Abby Hamilton.
Welcome. Thank you.
I get to interview my boss. Tables have turned. She interviewed me for my job. So you can hold these. I have other questions I want to ask. No, I'm kidding. No. Just kidding. All right, well, we know, because we work for United Way, there are so many different topics, so many different subject matters that we could discuss. Too many for this one segment that would allow. And I say that because United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge touches this community in so many different ways. One of the focus areas that is near and dear to our hearts is that of early childhood education, which is a hot topic these days. So share with us, if you will, the impact and the difference that United Way is making as it pertains to early childhood education.
I love talking about that topic, and it's a great follow-up to the work that Huddle Up Moms talked about. United Way is really committed to the work of making sure that children are successful in life, and we do that by making sure that, one, they have access to quality early childhood education. Parents have the support that they need to be able to provide an environment at home that allows them to grow, and also making sure that we as a community are investing in our future workforce that will then become the secret success to our economic development.
Yeah, and the thing is that when we talk about early childhood education, we're not just talking about kids, because it's greater than that. It's more to it. We're creating solutions really just for the entire community that helps parents, businesses. Share how is that so?
Well, I'm going to give you a couple of numbers that might illustrate the scope of impact that United Way has on this issue. We train on a yearly basis about 1,500 teachers that work at 200 child care centers and preschool programs in our region. How many children does that translate? That's over 6,000 children. So the opportunity to shape the youngest minds of our citizens and also give them the building blocks for them to be able to be successful is really, truly a privilege for United Way to be able to do.
Definitely. Now, I think most people, when they hear early childhood education, they're thinking cute finger paintings, nap time, diaper duty. But we're really talking about so much more than that. If you will, tell us how is it that it's the smartest economic investment a community can make?
Right. Hey, don't take my word for it. Take the word of so many researchers, even Nobel laureates, who are economists, that tell us that investing in early childhood education actually has a return of between $7 to $13. So every dollar that you put in, I don't know who can find an investment that earns that much.
Yeah, that's better than my 401k. No offense to United Way. But how does investing in early childhood education today create stronger, more prosperous communities for the future?
Well, for the current population of parents and families that have young children and depend on childcare, it is the thing that allows them to work. I mean, I think talked about that earlier. And so to be able to have parents work, to be able to provide for their families is a wonderful thing, not just for that family, but for the entire economy. And then second, because we are providing children with the building blocks that they need for success, they show up to school ready. And we have tons of research, long-term research, that tells us that children that go to quality early childhood education centers actually perform better in school. When they grow up, they're likely to be employed. They are likely to be more medically compliant, so they're healthier. And it's a great savings for families and for individuals down the road when they're healthier and they're able to contribute to their community.
Yeah, you just kind of touched on it, but I wanted you to elaborate a little bit more. We often think that there's like this divide between early childhood education and economic development, but there is a direct link.
Right, absolutely. And it's such a joy for me to see that we are now talking about early childhood, not just as an issue for families with young children, but is a driver of the economy. So even the U.S. Chamber, the Chamber of Virginia, they all, and our local chamber, actually have adopted early childhood education as part of their public policy priorities because it's so important to strengthening the current workforce, having people in the workforce and available, and also strengthening the future workforce that we have.
Yep. Am I next? I am next. We were talking about Huddle Up Moms earlier, and talk about the work that you're doing with Huddle Up Moms to make it even better.
Yeah, so the work that we do with Huddle Up Moms and other, really other nonprofits that serve children and young families, this is all part of the fabric in a community that allows families to be self-sufficient and successful. And so when we work with groups like HUM, when we serve families at the time of their need, we're giving them opportunities to be successful and also for them not to make the difficult choices that they were talking about. It's the same population that United Way serves, which is about 43% of households in our region are really struggling right now. And so it takes the entire village for us to be able to meet all of the different needs that they have.
So I think you've made it very clear, but I just want to make sure we make it abundantly clear. So if I don't have kids, I don't have a toddler, I've never had kids, or maybe my kids are grown, this is really for those skeptics out there. What do you say to folks who think early childhood education isn't their issue? Why should they care about it?
Well, we care about it because we also partake of services within a community. The future doctors, the future lawyers, the future police, all of these different occupations that make our community as strong as it is, they were once children. The children that received quality early education, have a better opportunity to find themselves in careers like that. And also this is about a success within a community, right? So when one person succeeds, when one family succeeds, we all succeed. And that's kind of the way that we ought to think about it, especially from United Way's perspective.
All right, last question, but thank you so much for being here. So there are a lot of different people out here for a lot of different backgrounds, parents, business owners, policymakers, on and on. What is something that collectively we all can do here to respond to this challenge of early childhood education?
I will be bad at my job if I do not say that it is so important to support your local United Way, because this is giving the children the opportunity to be who they need to be in the future and fulfill their potential. So make sure that you visit our website, uwvbr.org. But also, here's an opportunity to open up conversation. This is great information to have, to challenge other people, to kind of share some of these ideas, and also advocate for children and young families within the community. Yeah. So lots of things that we can do.
Beautifully put. The first time that we actually had a conversation was a couple of years ago, and you were talking about A Tale of Two Cities and these statistics that the United Way had put together that just looked at the dramatic life difference, both in quantity and quality, of a child born here in the city of Roanoke, depending on the zip code. And a zip code 5 miles apart could determine whether a child would one day live an additional 10 years, would have better career outcomes, better education, better health. I mean, such a small difference in distance led to a dramatic outcome that you put together and you illuminated, and early childhood education is part of that. So thank you so much. Abby Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me get all of our guests back up here on stage. Yeah, you got to stay here, Abby.
I'm running away.
All right, we got to make room for our musicians to get back up here real quick.
You guys go ahead. Okay.
All right.
Well, while they're coming up on the stage, our thanks to the spot on Kirk, not just incredible host, but always makes us feel so at home. Thanks to our sponsors of tonight's show, Friends of the Blue Ridge, which works to build better community throughout the Blue Ridge region.
All right, and next week, we are talking with two amazing nonprofits that hope to move in to new homes this year. We have Melissa Woodson at Ram House, Roanoke Area Ministries, Homeless Mission, and Lisa O'Neill at Angels of Assisi. So we're covering humans, we're covering animals. We got it all for you next week.
They don't have a dog?
Yep, but there may be some animals here.
All
Carrie,
right.
that'll get you back. And we will also have our musical guest, Jack Hinshelwood. So Jack Hinshelwood, for those of you who don't know, phenomenal bluegrass musician, used to be the executive director of the Crooked Road, a nonprofit that celebrates music of our region. So please come back next week. Please tune in next week if you're on our live stream. I'm hoping that you all be here and keep being a buzz for good in our community. And with that, Alma Ensemble, if you will please play us off.
Thanks, everybody.
Right. Thank you so much.